Hello, hello. Are we live? Tell me if you can hear me because I can't hear myself. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Hey, Bella. Hey, Segmentar. Hey, Renee. We're live and you can hear us. Yeah, good. Okay, so today we're going to look at how to replicate this isometric text. This was a question on the Q&A from a member of the team. And I was like, oh, I looked at it. I've never actually done it myself. I just looked at it and thought, I know exactly how that's done. So that's good. So I was like, we'll turn that into one of these streams. So just to make you aware, if I go into this one, yeah, that one. See, we can just move the text right here like this. So how do we do this? The question, by the way, was this one from Bella, and it was, how would you make this? And like I said, I looked at it and thought, yep, definitely that's one of ours. So let's get into isometric text. I don't know what it's actually called, but that's what I'm calling it. So what is it? Turn off everything else. So what is it? This is how to make the words on different planes, basically. So if we can imagine a 3D cube, we're going to be creating words on each side of it, but with like the cube in there. Now then, where can we find these things? So if you go into this menu at the top, I think it's the 3 lines or 3 dots or something. What you'll find is this menu, but there's nothing where that red box is. It's just completely blank. And then the way what should be there, by the way, is this, where it says planes, isometric, etc. But it's not there. So how do we get it to be there? We go into this menu up here. Looks like a windscreen wiper or something on the top bar. And then there's 2 things that you need to do. One, set up an isometric grid. And then by going into the grid settings and doing that basically, and then setting it to a very specific spacing and divisions. I'll show you it now. So this top bar will look like this. So you'll be visible on the isometric grid when you've selected it, and then you just go into spacing of 250 and divisions of 16. Well, this is to get it to look like that text that you were after anyway. So how do we use this stuff? I'll show you now. So like I said, in that menu, when it's there, when you've set up the grid, there'll be these extra options. The top 3 are how to pick the side of the cube that you like. So whether it's the front, the side, or the top. Makes sense so far, hopefully. Then once you've selected that plane, like say it was the side, that menu would disappear for some reason. Then you got to open it back up, and then you can say, I want to fit it to plane. So when you press the fit to plane button, that will automatically fit to whatever plane you picked in the first bit. Now, if it's the wrong way, they have put this little anti-clockwise and clockwise to get the text going in the orientation that you want, which we'll go through in a bit. Very handy. Didn't know about it till the other day. So just wanted to show you another example. like that. So now let's get into the live demo. I'm just going to leave that one up in the top corner. So what do we need? First of all, we need words. I've gone online and got us a quote as a motivational quote, and I think we can use that for this. So we're going to be saying, believe you can, and you're halfway there. That's a great amount of words for this. So let's go into our artistic text tool. Oh no, set up the grid first. Might make sense. So go into that windscreen wiper up there. And first put on the grid. Oh, mine's already set up because I set up earlier. So I'll just go to the settings and put it back to how it was. So it would actually start off like this. So nothing at all. Just the standard. I'll just get back in there. So you just put the grid on and it would look like that. And the only way to change that is to go to grid settings. And then this top bar totally changes. So what we need to do is go on to grid mode and select the isometric grid. You would then select the spacing, 250 in this case, and the divisions are 16. That way we get that exact, like in the demo, basically, in the question they got asked. You love this scope, good. I thought you might, so I chose them. So now we can go to the artistic text still, and we'll just put a word here, believe. Now that's not a good font for this, so let's choose one that is, and it's not a good color either. Let's just make it black for now. Let's choose the font. Impact. Yeah, that'll do for now. So impact, and then we have our word believe. But at the moment, it's straight on view, just like you would normally see it. We need to get it to one of these states of isometric on the cube, if you like. In fact, let me get that cube. Have I got it on here? I don't think I've got it on here. I was gonna get the cube so you could see what I mean, but I don't think I've got it anywhere. It was on the thumbnail. So getting back to this word, believe, with it selected in layers, what we need to do, we need to go to that menu. Because the grid's set up now, those items will be on that panel in the left, on the right hand side of the bottom panel. So then we just pick the plane that we want, front, side, or top. And like I say, as soon as you pick one, for some reason it closes that menu. Not sure why Affinity chose to do it that way, but they have. So we're going to put this on the top plane, just there. And now we've opened the menu back up and we want to fit to plane. And it just happens to have gone that way. And we want it to be the other way. So we go back into that menu again. And I can't remember which way it is. Or anti-clockwise or clockwise. I'll try clockwise. Yeah, and now that is the orientation and the plane that we want. So there we go. There's our first word. Let's bring that down a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do to make this easier is I'm going to just duplicate that word. So we got two of them. And now I'm going to change the plane that it's on. So I go to here, and this time I want it on the front plane. And I'm going to fit it to plain. And there we go, it's now on the front. Just going to change what it says. Oh, if I could get it to work. Yeah, there we go. So this one's just going to be the word you. Okay. And we just line it up with the grid. You can see the white. You can see the white grid there. Just going to line it up to there. But I should have zoomed in on believe because his believe's not there either. Right, now it's good. And then we need the word can. So I'm just going to pick this one here and duplicate it. We've got two of them. And now I'm going to fit it to the side plane. Can't talk today. And now I'm going to say fit to plane. Now it's the right direction that we want. So I'm just going to change that word to can. Oh, it keeps doing that. So I just tap it. That's what you do. So this word is not very big. So I'm going to make this one slightly larger like this. And make it match like that. There we go. Now I'm going to go to the next word, which is going to be and it's actually going to be on this plane, so we don't have to move it. So I'm just going to duplicate it, bring it down, and put in here the word and. And then we're going to go to this one because this one's in the. Oh no, I'm going to mess up the sizes, so I'm going to actually pick this one and duplicate it. And now I'm going to have to fit it to plane again. So I'll go in here. I'll go to, which one's this? The side plane. And then we fit to plane. So this is way up. Very cool. Got a little bit of a gap, this one. This word was your. Just write that in. Your. There we go. Right there. Now halfway there, we're going to actually have it on the bottom. So I'm going to pick the believe because that is the same orientation as the bottom. So that one, I'm going to duplicate it. Put it by there. Change the word to halfway. Like that. Just make it make sense again to the what we're doing. Right there. And I'm going to duplicate it again. And then just put it there. Isometrics are cool. They certainly are. I do love my isometric. Now, this is a smaller word, so I'm going to make it as big as the other one. There we go. Now, in the one that we've seen in the question, there are some letters that are the opposite way. So I'm just trying to think how I can do that with these words. I'll try it on the word can. Gonna have to make it bigger. Like that. So that we can have the word like N of the word go around the other way. So we're gonna level these back out. Might have to shrink it down a little bit as well. So we're gonna do these. Shrink it down. There we go. So we'll go to can. We'll go into the artistic text tool. And we'll just put CA instead. Like that. That back there. And now I'll duplicate that. So it's the same size. Swap the plane. Looks great. I am trying to do this on the fly, so it would look a lot better. I forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, it needs a front plate on this one. And fit plane. And then just change it to N. Like that. There we go. That's again pretty good. So we don't need the grid anymore, so we'll turn that off. There we go. And we'll just start changing the colors. So certain words that are pointing one way will be one color, and the other words will be the opposite color. So believe and you and halfway there and N. So those will make orange. And then these two will make the same orange, but we'll just make it a bit darker. There you go. And what I like to do is just give it a black background so that you can see it better. Just bring that to the back. And there we go. Yeah. Would help if I put all the words inside it. So that when I read it, it was all together. There we go. Now when I move it, it should move, yeah, all together. Shrink that down a little bit more. And there we go. So very cool. We could do many different combinations of colors with this if you wanted to. Could even use gradients on it if you wanted to as well. That might look pretty good. Let's try that. With these ones, top to bottom, make let's go from purple down to the blue. Like that. And you could leave that CA yellow, but we'll change that as well. It's more in the purple bit, so we'll have that a bit darker purple. Well, there we go. I'm going to change the gradient a little bit. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. Just needs a little bit more blue in it. There we go. Yeah, cool. Just like that. Reminds me of the movie Labyrinth. I love that film. Very cool. So yeah, that one, I should answer that question. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter one today because I don't know whether you can tell, but I'm a little bit tired. Just going to show you the reason why I'm tired, which was we had Vectaver, and these are all the entries that I did for Vectaver. There was many entries from other people. Leave that on the screen of me. There's quite a lot of them. E3. I think it took a lot more out of me than I thought. Trying to do one of these every day is more intense than it seemed. You see the challenge. So the challenge for this lesson, as with every lesson, is to try and replicate what I just did with the words. So you pick a quote, put your name, whatever you want. Try and make what I just did in the isometric words, and then paste it on Club. Very cool. That is the challenge for this week. You can enter the challenge by it's Discord now. Yeah, QR code for Discord is there on the screen, or is the links in the description. We usually have a weekly Q&A, as you can see, we just had. Can you make a template of this? I can send you the file. I don't know about a template, but yeah, I can certainly send the file on the club. People that want it. And then you just change the words. I'll make it easy. There was like weekly Q&A is what we have, and like you ask questions, I try to answer, which brings us to how you go about asking. You can ask me direct in the chat right now. You can ask in the comments if you're after the live stream. You can ask in the Q&A section of Discord, and ask in the Facebook community if you want to. There is the Q&A arcades for both communities, and the links are in the description. I'm just reading the comments now, and it says something about a question. Trying to find. I can see it, but it's I need glasses. That's what I need. Is it possible to make this template? I thought I just answered that. I don't think it's a template thing that I can do, but I could certainly send you the Affinity file so that you can play around with the text and things. It's like already in the planes that you want. I'll put that on the club. And almost finished with a new handbook on the new Affinity. Yeah, cool. I so can't wait to have a play with that myself. As you can see at the moment, because I'm on my iPad, I'm a bit stuck. So until it comes out, there's not a lot I can do really. Yeah, I'll just leave it to anyone who's got questions. If not, I'm gonna call it a night there. Just wait a minute for the chat to catch up because it's real slow. Yes, please, she says. Okay, be on the Discord. No problem. No questions, okay. Right then. I'm going to love you and leave you. So thank you very much for coming. And I hope to see you on the next one.
Paint strokes hit the screen like a heartbeat. Teek Fox in the zone, can't skip a beat. Tutorials blazing, they spark the art. Digital canvas, when the legends start.